Hello students, welcome to e-learning. I am Navdeep, working as PGTIP in Cambridge International School, Dessua. Students, today we will focus on few more functions on SQL. In the last lecture, we have focused on the mathematical and text functions in SQL. So today we will focus on the date functions. So in SQL, we will focus on the date functions. So before we focus on the date functions, just revise the functions that we have already gone through. First we covered the mode function. Clear? Its use is to give the remainder, where you can see here the x act as the number or the number to be divided. So this is called the dividend, and the number by which it is divided, the divisor number y, and you will get the result in the form of remainder. Students, next we focus on the power functions. In power function again we have two parameters, where x act as the base and y act as the exponent, means x raised to power y. So if we have x as 2, y as 3, so this is 2 raised to power 3. So it means 2 into 2 into 2, 2 multiplied by 2 3 times. So this is how the power function works. Power function turns the value of a number raised to the power of another number. Clear? Students, so this is one more mathematical functions. Moving to the next mathematical function is round function. So round function, what it does, it rounds a number to a specified number of decimal places. We have also taken up the examples for this one. Like you see, the first parameter is number, so the number which we want to be rounded. Then the second parameter is decimals. We have to specify that how many decimal places we want to round number to. If omitted, if it is not present, it returns the integer number, means it takes the 0 value, so it means no decimal places is required. So with round function we can represent a decimal number to a integer one also, using by omitting the decimal parameter. Students, we have already gone through this truncate function. We also use the truncate function. It doesn't take the rounding off, but it just truncate the required number of decimal places. So we have also seen its application. So you can try this function also, very related to round function, but it's different from the round function. Then students, we move to the text function, and the very first function we did the upper function. So this is u case, uppercase, and upper function both are same. Here in upper function we have to pass on the parameter text that we want to convert into the uppercase. So this text is required. Basically it will the string to convert to the uppercase, that is passed as a parameter here in the upper function. So upper function and u case function both are the same sort of functions here. Then the related function is the lower case. How to convert the text into a lower case? For that we have a lower function, or L case is the lower case function. So this is equal to the lower function, and again here we pass the text to be converted into the lower case. So just very similar to the upper case, but here the case is converted into the lower case. Then we move to the another important function that is related with text function or string functions. So here the mid function extracts the substring from a string. So from a given string, clear, it basically picks up extract a substring. So that's why the mid function and substring and the substring function like this, All the three functions have the similar functionality. So looking at the syntax of mid function, it is having three parameter strings from which we want to extract some string, its starting position, and the length of the string to be extracted. So all the three parameter students here are required. String, the string to extract from. Start, it gives the start position from that very string. So it can be both a positive number and a negative number. If it is positive, the string extracted from the beginning of the string. If it is negative, the function extracts from the end of the string. तो अगर हम राइट हैंड साइड से मेंशन करवाना चाहते हैं नंबर, सो वी कैन गिव द नंबर इन नेगेटिव नंबर. Mostly we give the positive number, so it starts from the left hand side. Then finally the last parameter is length. It is required also the number of characters to extract. तो जितने हम characters अपने given string में से extract करना चाहते हैं, we have to give the mention those many characters here to be extracted. So this was another important function, that is the mid function, also named as substring function, and it is written here like this also. Now moving to the next one. So left function extracts the number of characters from a string starting from the left side. So we have to give the string and the number of characters to be extracted from the left hand side. And similarly we have a right function. What it does, it basically takes the given characters starting from the right hand side. Clear? So this is what we have in the right function. Then students, we have did one more function, is the inString. So inString function returns the position of the first occurrence of a string in another string. So this is basically for the searching purpose. This function performs a case insensitive search. So it doesn't consider the uppercase or lowercase, it just focusing on the searching of this string. So it means it is not case sensitive, it is case insensitive. So again here the two parameters are required here, string 1 and string 2. What is the meaning of string 1? The string 1 is the string that is we want to be searched, and string 2 is the string to search for in string 1. जो हम string 1 में search करना चाहते हैं, that we have to mention in string 2. So अगर string 2 found नहीं होता, so this function returns us the value 0 that we have seen its practical example in the last lecture. Now moving to the date function, students. So this is the very first function that we are going to start today with the practical applicability. So first function is the now function. Now function, what it does, it returns the current date and time, clear, of the system. So how it is done? So you see here, now you can see here, select now. So what it will give, it will give you the current date, clear, this is the year, this is the month, this is the day, third value is the day, and then we have the current time mentioned here, clear students. So this is the very first function that we have covered, is the now function, which gives us the date in this form, year, then month, then day, and then time in the format of hours, minutes and seconds. Like you see here, if you run this function now, so you see the time parameter has changed by 34 seconds. Here the seconds were 00 and here the seconds are now 34. So it means it has now passed 34 seconds. So this is the very first and very simple function, now function. Now we move to the next function. Is the next function in the date category is the date itself. So students, here what we do, the date function extracts the date part from the date time expression. So what is the expression here is, this is a valid date or date time value, returns null if expression is not date or a date time. So now we go with the example how it is implemented. Now you see here, select date, and you know the format for the date is, first is year. So let's say I enter the year 2003, and the month is, let's say, 8th month, and then day is, let's say, 30th is the day, semicolon. So you see here it will return the date to us. Clear? In date, by default the parameter is, first we have year, then we have month, and then we have day with us. So if we enter a wrong value, like you see here, let's say I enter here month as 13, and I press enter here, so it will return null value. Why null value? Because you know we don't have 13th month here in the date format. You know we have 12 months. So in that case we say that the null value will be, it will pick up null value because the date is not in the correct format. So here you can see in the definition also, returns null if expression is not a date or a date time. Date time means, what is the date time is, that we can mention here time also side by side. How it is done you can see here. And time is hours, so let's say 11 hours, and we have seen this earlier also. Hours, then let's say minutes, and let's say 35 seconds. So when I press enter, so you see it is taking the null value. Why? Because it is not in the correct format. What is the correct format for date time? Now you can see that if you enter 1 to 8, enter a date and along with time. So this is how it is done. This is hours, this is minutes, this is seconds. So just press enter here, so that date is entered here. Now students, we move to the next function in the date category. So you see here the next function is month. So let's say what is the meaning of this month function is, month function returns the month part of the given date. So like we have a month number from 1 to 12, so this will return us the month from the date. So let's say how this is done. So you see here we have already worked on this date, and we take some sample of the date category like this, and we want to apply here the month function. So this will return us the month, because here the month is wrong, so we have to make it the let's say 11th is the month. So when you press enter here, so this will return us the month part of the day. So similarly we can also find out the month name also, and just press enter here, and you will find the month name is here in this particular date, the month is 11th and the name of the month is November. So if you change this one, and make another try, so let's say I make it 01, So I just press enter here, and you see the month name automatically changes to January. So it picks up the month and returns the name of the month. It just the first one, just month function, basically returns the month number, and month name returns the name of that very month from the date itself. So this is, we have the month function, and next we have the month name. So we have already discussed the month name. So month name function returns the name of the month from for a given date, the number date that we input here. So it takes the date as a parameter, and the date or a date time value to extract the month name from the date. So now moving to the next function is, students, the next function we have is the year function. So as the name suggests, this will return us the year from the date. So the year function returns the year part of a given date. So a number can be from 1000 to 9999. So let's make it try here. So select year, and we want to input a date. Let's say year 2004. Month is, let's say, 6th is the month. Then day is, let's say, 25 is the day. Close this one, semicolon, enter, and this is, you will find the year part of the date here presented to you. Clear? So we can take one more example here, like if you change the year to, let's say, 1978. So now this will pick up the year as 1978. So the year function, basically it picks up from date the year part. So these are the very simple date functions that we are going through. Now we move to the next function is the day. So students, this will pick up the day function, returns the day of the month. So day of the month for a given date. So the month number can be from 1 to 31, and we also know in the date the third last one is basically represented by day. So how this is done, then we will try the day of the month. So moving on to the day function. So let's pick up the previous date only, and in place of now year, now we apply the day function. And when you press enter here, so this will pick up the day is 25th, and the similar function is, you can see here, day of month. So you can try the day of month function also, and both the functions are similar one, day of month or simple day function. Both the functions you can try, and they have the similar meaning with them. So this is how we are done with the day function. Now students, we move to the next function in the date category, that is the day name. So similarly, as we can have the month name, similarly we can extract the day name. How this is done? So simply this will return us the day name. Select day name and mention the date is, let's say, 1981, and you can find the day name of your mother's father's date of birth, 07, and let's say day is 24th. And similarly, if I have to find the day of birth, on which day I was born. So 1978, with the month is November and day is 30th. So this will give us the day. So Thursday is the day. Here similarly you can see when you were born, so you can find out with this function. So these are the few of the date functions that we have practiced. Similarly, if you want to find the current date, so how to do that? Select current date. So this will give you the current date, that the today's current date is this. Similarly, students, we can make a try with current time also. Select current time. So this will give us the current time. What is the present time is there on your system? So this will give you the current time. So these are the few of the functions related with date and time. Now students, we'll try one more function, is the time function. So select time. So you know the time, first it contains the hours. So let's say 22 hours. Minutes is, let's say, 55 minutes, and let's say 10 seconds. So close this one, semicolon, and here you can see that is the time, how it is there. So starting from this is the 24-hour format. Clear? This is the hours, this is the minutes, and this is the seconds parts in the time. So this is how we can simply try and see few of the date functions. And you know the date parameter is also used in the databases, like we have databases here, show databases, and we have made this, I think, school database, use school database, and let's see in which table we have show tables, and we can check it out in which table we have used any of these, whether we have used the date type or not. So desk customer, so date is not used here. We can see few more, and that is desk guardian, so date is also not used here. And last one is, I think, in student also we have not used made use of the date data type, desk student. So we'll first try to make use of the date data type in the table, and then we'll try to fetch its example. So I hope students, you have worked with the basics, and the next we'll try to use the date data type in tables also. So hope you have understood the today's topic, and we can try it for like let's say we create a table, and whether first again I want to see maybe in employee. So create table employee, and let's say emp number is integer, make it primary key, then is ename, and ename is varchar 30, and let's say we take the employees hire date. Hire date is the date on which the employee has been hired. Its data type is date, and finally we have salary, and let's say this is of decimal type, and just press now enter key, and now you can see the describe table name is employee, and now here you can say that students, now we have used the date data type here. Clear? And salary, this will be of up to 10 this part, integer part, is these many digits, and this is the description of the decimal data type. Now we will try to insert few records, and then see how the date works over there. So insert into table name is employee, first attribute is employee number, so let's say we start with 101, then is employee name is, let's say first is Navdeep Kumar, and his hire date is we see that 2012, and month is, let's say first month, and let's say day is 10th. So this is the date on which Navdeep Kumar is hired, and his salary, let's say take it as 12,000. So error is here because, what is the error, students? Simply now we can easily find out. We have not used the keyword values. So now you see the one row is inserted here. We can see it whether it is inserted or not. Select star from table name is employee, and here now you can say the Navdeep Kumar, with this is his employee number, this is his name, hired it on this day he was hired, and this is his salary, and we can insert few more and apply the date attribute over there, and you see here employee. Now next I pick up the employee name is 102, and the person here is now Pradeep Kumar, and he is hired on 200, and his salary we change it to, let's say 15,000. Enter this one row inserted. We'll try to insert one more is 10. So if I don't change this 102 and I change the name is to Pradeep to Rakesh Kumar, and rest parameter are same, so you see the duplicate entry error comes in because we have kept 102 as the primary key. So we will have to change this one 103. So students, by this way you have to see and become the things. The one row is added here, so select star from employee, and these are the now values into our table, and you will find that the hire date has been mentioned, and if you want to see the hire date, select ename and date to hire date, and from employee table. So here is Navdeep Kumar is hired on this day, Pradeep Kumar is hired on this day, and Rakesh Kumar is hired on this day. Clear? So students, we have seen that how to apply the date type, clear, and with apply the different combinations. So similarly you can try it out in tables and apply different operations on date. So this is the basics about the date data type that we have covered today. So my humble request to all the students is try to practice all these things because only focusing on the theory will not serve the purpose. So I hope that you have enjoyed today's sessions. So coming back to the PPT part, and I think we are done with all the functions related to date and time. So finally it is time to say thanks to everyone. So I thank you all for attending this session. Thank you very much.